A special moment, 11-second pause for the fallen brother, Sean Wainui, the number 11 for the Maori All Blacks, Chiefs, Crusaders, Taranaki and Bay of Plenty. Our thoughts with his family and friends during this tragic time. Take a look though at the lineups here. New Zealand head coach Ian Foster has a blend of familiar names and up-and-coming youngsters as well. Up front, look for strong performances from Ethan de Groot and Asafa Omwa. The back three, Jacobson, Papali'i and Sotutu, are extremely dangerous ball carriers. Sam Whitelock will lead the side. The back line sees Richie Mo'unga in the number 10 jersey. Electric Wings has George Bridge and Will Jordan, and Damian McKenzie is phenomenal at the fullback.
And for the Americans, it really starts up front, changing their front three from the three who started against Uruguay. So Matt Harmon, Dylan Fawcett and Paul Mullen, they have to match the New Zealand front three or the US are going to be in trouble. Hunko Homasoy is back in the side. Cam Dolan, they're so key in the back row. And then Luke Carty at fly half. Not many caps for the Americans. He's going to have to direct the action. Then out wide, Ryan James making his debut, and it's against New Zealand. Not many sterner tests than that.
Referee for this one is Angus Gardner from Australia, officiating his 29th test, making his debut 10 years ago, assisted by Scott Green from the USA and Mo Chaudhry from Canada. The television match official is Brett Cronin from Australia. All in readiness for this classic encounter. The USA, 17th in the world in white on the radio screen. New Zealand, the number 2.
Go.
The nation's capital in Washington, D.C. welcomes you to the inaugural 1874 Cup between the All Blacks and the USA Eagles. The captain, Sam Whitelock, takes first possession for New Zealand. They turn it through the back. Mo'unga shifts it to McKenzie. Straight away, looking to run out of that 22. Damian McKenzie with a back flick there. Beautiful stuff on the outside. George Bridge gets it back on the infield. Christie is there. Luke Jacobson. Jacobson looking to go in the distance. New Zealand are on another planet. What a start.
What a start. New Zealand showing they're attacking at 10. They caught the ball right on the edge of their 22, but said, hey, we're going to play, we're going to fling it wide. McKenzie, he's so deadly one-on-one. Had the one-on-one with Bryce Campbell, and Bryce is no slouch in defense, but it is almost impossible to defend Damian McKenzie one-on-one. We see here, takes that outside break, slices through, and then just in the tackle is able to offload. Ryan James gets brought down, and then they're off and away to the races. Finlay Christie finds number 6, Luke Jacobson, on the inside. And New Zealand, right from the start, showing they've come to play, they've come to throw the ball around and put on an attacking display.
Luke Jacobson, his 4th try for the All Blacks in his 11th appearance. The Chiefs player scores first in under 45 seconds played. Haven't seen a start like that.
No, I mean, yeah, most teams, they catch it at the beginning of the game, you're going to feel it out, but New Zealand showing they have confidence in what they're doing and they want to play, and I think that's awesome to see. Him bodes for a great match of attacking rugby. On the American side, they've got to match up and show they can defend them.
Richie Mo'unga, 27-year-old. His wife gave birth earlier this year. Proud father is Mo'unga. Looking for conversion, 78 in his career. Nails the first one in this game. It's 7-0. 2 minutes played. New Zealand lead the US.
Great kick from Mo'unga, and him and Beauden Barrett, they've been in a running battle for that 10 jersey. Barrett's also had some time at 15, so every time he steps foot in that and puts on that New Zealand number 10 jersey, he's going to want to show that he's the man for it, and that he should be trusted with it going forward.
Luke Carty, the US fly off. Same position again. Can the US defend? Germases comes in, makes a strong contact, but the ball there shifted away from Will Jordan. Finlay Christie.
Take it in.
One of 3 players getting a first start here today. Ethan de Groot is another one, as is Braden Ennor back in the inside. It goes to Jordan, flick free for the US. Ben Bonasso has it in his first start for the US Eagles. Big, strong fend. Collapses to the ground at the halfway line. The US, first chance for them. Carty to Fawcett. James on debut. Ryan James. The youngster, 22 years old, has a little knock on.
Yeah.
Unfortunate knock-on for the US there. Tried to go wide, trying to stretch that New Zealand defence. They did well to get the turnover, and New Zealand again trying to throw the ball around, and there was a risk-reward aspect to that. When you take chances, you might score some fantastic tries, but you also might lose it. And then the US here, they have the ball in the breakdown, and simple mistakes like that. New Zealand doing well to push back the ruck, and that just dislodged the ball from Nate Augsburger's hands as he was trying to take it away. And costly errors like that, the US cannot afford many of them.
Ryan James, though, was a member of the Los Angeles Guillotines Major League Rugby winning team this year, playing at the beautiful venue in LA at the Coliseum. First scrum of the game. De Groot, O'Moore and Tarbow up front against Harmon, Foster and Mullen.
Down.
Pops down to the ground.
Okay. Yep. Listen. Bit more of a gap, and I want the elbows level, okay? I don't want to see it up, pushing down, and I don't want to see it down, pulling down, yeah? Level, keep it level.
Referee just saying he wants both front rows to keep it level, not drive up, not drive down, keep it nice and stable, and all sorts of shenanigans go on in the front row as both teams try and use leverage, try and use body positions to get an advantage.
Crouch.
And so the ref just wanted to make sure everything is as it should be.
Bind!
Always so much happening.
Leaning.
But just leaning into the US ping, so New Zealand tap and go. Mo'unga shifts it across, huge ball ripped over the top to Will Jordan, such an exciting winger. Jordan flips it in beautifully. Great support there from Tapaya. Tapaya! What a long run from the inside centre. Christie. Mo'unga rips it away. Here they come now. Diving over. Ethan de Groot has his first try for the All Blacks in his career. The 23-year-old, the Crusader, pumps in number 2.
First try on his first start. What a moment for Ethan de Groot, but a bit too easy for New Zealand, finding the space out wide, and it came from the scrum. We said that USA front row needs to match up to New Zealand. Did so illegally on that case, and just the quick ball movement out to the space. Jordan finds the breaker on the inside, and then a great cover tackle from Nate Augsburger on Quinn Tupaya, but then they were just Kiwis queuing up out wide, and once the space was found out there, Americans tried to get up, knock the ball down, and it just falls into de Groot's hand to fall over the line.
Ethan de Groot, one for the future, says Ian Foster, able to capitalize and get the bounce. Played with the Highlanders in Super Rugby in 2021, now a Crusader.
Dylan Falser almost managing to get in the way, kind of all or nothing play there, but just knocking it straight into de Groot's arms, and that's unfortunate. And 2 early tries for New Zealand, and it'll be on the US now to match up, keep their heads high and stay in the fight, and that's really what they're going to have to do today.
Conversion attempt from Richie Mo'unga. Part of that Rugby World Cup squad in 2019 for New Zealand. Strong kicking abilities from Mo'unga has New Zealand up 14-0.
Yeah, and 2 times, New Zealand have had the ball 3 times. Twice they've flung it wide immediately, and so that's on the US now. They've got to respond to that, realize what New Zealand is trying to do, and it's hard because you can't forsake the interior defense to defend that wide, but they're going to have to figure something out.
Gary Gold's Chargers will certainly need to do something as Whitelock again goes in the air. Lovely short ball from Tupo Va'ai, 21-year-old from the Chiefs, and Taranaki. Loose ball, but it's picked up by Damien McKenzie. McKenzie now looks back on the inside. Tupaya loses that one. Advantage for the US. Ryan James goes for a run on that far side. The US Eagles with rare possession in this early exchanges. Cam Dolan flicks it away. Hooley, flat ball. Lopetti bounces out of a couple, does Tavita Lopetti, the Seattle Seawolf. No advantage coming there from the earlier infringement.
No advantage.
Yeah, Lopetti did really well there to stay on his feet, shrug off that first tackle, and now coming back for the advantage. And US defense again doing well to make the tackle, forcing that knock on, and I think it shows. New Zealand have had 4 possessions. They've gone expansively and tried to play every single time. So I think that's an omen of what's to come.
Is the feet
Twice
don't
they've
go
scored
back
a
and
try.
leaning in, okay? Let's make sure there's no lean as well. I've spoken to him. Boys, elbows level again as well, please.
So the referee just telling number 1, Matt Harmon there, he wants him to not lean in, so keep it stable rather than leaning in too early. But yes, New Zealand, they've come to play, and there might be some mistakes, but there are going to be some great tries as well.
Cam Dolan now tied with Alec Parker as the 4th most capped Eagle of all time with 58 appearances, and he moves ahead of Mike Petrie. Dolan also 3rd on the all-time try scored list. Can he get his name on the board? The USA have not scored a try against New Zealand in history. Again, they haven't played many times.
Ball was out. Play on.
Osberger nailed with possession, so here it comes for New Zealand. They pick to the halfway line. Finlay Christie gets Mo'unga from Tupai, steps off the right, looking for help from his forward pack.
Advantage, not rolling.
Advantage for the All Blacks. McKenzie flicks the ball to Jordan, puts a kick over the top, does it. Will Jordan score? Of course he will! New Zealand have try number 3 here at FedEx Field in Washington, D.C.
Not for me.
Once again, coming from the American turnover, and New Zealand quickly move the ball out wide. Wing Ryan Mattis, he tries to fly down, cut off that pass, but New Zealanders, they're so skillful, able to execute that extra pass, and then Will Jordan just kick and chase, and Will Hooley, he's standing still, he's never going to turn around and beat him, so you're relying on the wing to come around from the far side. He wasn't there, and Jordan is able to gather without any pressure on him and then dot it down, and another good try from New Zealand, but the US are going to have to do something quickly to prevent this spiraling out of control.
Will Jordan, one of the most talked about players in the 2020 season, following sublime form with the Crusaders, product of the Christchurch Boys High. 3 tries inside the first 10 minutes, giving plenty of practice here for Richie Mo'unga. Of course, this New Zealand side, part of their northern tour, will play Wales, Italy, Ireland and France after their time here in America. Match 1 of 5. Mo'unga from the touchline. Just stays to the right-hand side. 19-0 the score. And Will Jordan adds his name to the record books. He gets his 13th try for the All Blacks.
Yeah, and Ryan Mattis, he tried to come up and shut off that final pass, and that is what the American defense has been doing. It's worked really well against Canada and Uruguay, but the New Zealand are on another level. They can execute those quick skills and quick passes under pressure.
This program is brought to you by F45, presenting partner of the 1874 Cup. The try scorer Jordan into the action yet again. New Zealand so good with their exit strategy. Vi get it. Played with the New Zealand under-20 side in 2019. Angus Tarval, one of the big characters in the squad. Wide ball for Tupaia. Couldn't get the rip free of the pass.
Turnover's good.
For Finlay Christie, and then
turnover good again. No problem.
Double pinch.
You won it.
US had possession. Then New Zealand took it back. Step there from Asafo Amua, the 24-year-old from the Hurricanes. Mo'unga. Turn the back to McKenzie.
Yep, white 2, yeah. Play advantage.
Lovely width on possession.
Advantage. Offside.
For the Kiwis. Again, runners are plenty. Tupovai again being a real nuisance as McKenzie goes to first receiver. Braden Ennor, the Crusader. Plenty of possession for New Zealand. Mo'unga dancing around, trying to find some All Black jerseys. They do that. Here they come on the outside. Hoskins Sotutu gets through one. Little deft flick to Tupaia. Numbers are plenty. McKenzie will take this one. And he'll slide into the DMs. Will Damon McKenzie.
One missed tackle and they'll make you pay, and McKenzie finishes it off. Really good feet from Mo'unga in midfield, and that turned what looked like stagnating. They weren't really sure where they were going. He danced out wide, then found his attackers in space. One missed tackle down here on the wing. Just Ryan Mattis, he's going high, just gets shrugged off. I think when you're tackling someone like Sotutu, it's going to be so hard to bring him down. Got to get under that fend, and then McKenzie's there to finish it off, and there were 2 or 3 more there waiting to receive that offload.
4 tries for New Zealand already with McKenzie. The extras are added. 26-0 New Zealand lead USA. Built to honor America's first President George Washington, the 555-foot marble Washington Monument towers over the city that bears his name. The awe-inspiring reminder of Washington's greatness is situated in the middle of the National Mall, a 2-mile linear park stretching from the iconic Lincoln Memorial to the US Capitol. The National Mall is also the most visited park in the United States, and no visit to Washington, D.C. is complete without visiting it. You know, the New Zealand players and the US went to pop in and see some of the iconic monuments here just nearby FedEx Field. Down to Jordan again. Flicks it up to the man that created the magic there, inside centre, Quinn Tupaia.
Good.
Chiefs Rookie of the Year in Super Rugby in 2020. Here they come yet again. Sotutu down the fringes. Christie is there in support. Finlay Christie hit by his opposite number. Both sporting great hairstyles as well. Sotutu picks up, but
Holding.
penalty for holding on.
Oh, Nate Augsburger showing his desire. He's chasing back on the inside, not giving up when New Zealand make down that break. And he was so quick back on his feet. He comes in, flying in on the support runner, gets him from behind, immediately back on his feet, gets the release, at least one hand there. But the referee says it's all good. And that's a big turnover and big penalty, and shows the sort of desire the Americans are going to have to show throughout this match, even as the scoreboard goes against them.
That's right. Teammate yours at the 2016 Olympic Games squad with the USA, Nate Augsburger, 7s and 15s player with the San Diego Legion. Legion also big news, have re-signed Ma'anonu, the Kiwi legend, who will be back in San Diego playing with Nate and the Legion for Major League Rugby next year. Augsburger now with possession, fires it out to Carty in midfield. The captain, Bryce Campbell, goes into the contact. Fawcett was the initial dummy runner. Ryan Mattias, also a San Diego Legion player, has possession. Now does Fawcett. 5 of the 8 pack for the USA from Rugby United New York. Carty chips over the top. Kamases is there chasing, just too long on the stab.
Yeah, mistake there from Carty, thinking he could exploit that space behind Jordan, and there wasn't much space to shoot for, but a perfect kick might have executed it, but just drifts slightly long. And I think New Zealand's defense is showing really well. Mattias made a good drive, but they're forcing you to try things and experiment.
They really are. Christie goes for a run.
Yeah, accidental.
Tackled high there by Dylan Fawcett, the butcher.
But it's just a PK. Yeah. Number 2. I do understand. Yeah, okay.
Fawcett just looking a little frustrated after that one. A couple penalties against him, and the Americans can't let that frustration creep in. Yeah, so just clearly a tackle on the neck, and that's dangerous play and is clearly a penalty. But just the Americans cannot allow that frustration against them, of the penalties are going against them, of the scoreboard going against them. They've got to maintain their focus on the next play and doing whatever they can.
Amua goes to the back, well handled by Sotutu. Great skill from the number 8.
No, it was outside the 15,
yeah,
boys.
They come with De Groot.
Over the 15, so let's play on.
Back to the short side they work. Mo'unga, a little flick over the top, nice ball. Papali'i throws the intercept by Augsburger, who's everywhere so far.
Is that all right?
Jordan wants to go quickly.
Play on.
They do to Tupaia. Damien McKenzie, the fullback, into the line. Looking for the fend on the outside. Braden Enor has been dragged all the way into touch.
Honko Homicide's Bryce Campbell combining there just to get that powerful drive into touch, and New Zealand going quick. They've come here to play. They've come here to play some attacking rugby. Nate Augsburger with a really good play before, and he's getting in those passing channels, getting in the offload channels, and that's going to be really crucial as New Zealand make line breaks.
Boys, come up. Yeah, sorry.
Strong defense there. Dylan Fawcett, originally from Wexford in Ireland, known as the Wexford Bull. To the top, knocked down by Savetta. His teammate in New York, Nate Augsburger.
Okay, check your timing. And use it.
Takes his time.
Ball's out.
Ball is now out,
No,
so he's under trouble.
Yeah.
Disappointing mistake there from Augsburger. He was just trying to move the ball with his foot, get it in the perfect position, and just rolled it out of the back of the ruck. And Again, I think it's under pressure from New Zealand, knowing things are going against you. The Americans are trying to execute the perfect play. They're trying to get it in the perfect situation, and when they're doing that, they're making mistakes.
Yep. Boys, same again the last scrum. That was much better holding your weight, and those binds level. Same again.
Expect something special here on the backs from New Zealand.
Yeah, I'm happy with the gap.
670 caps of experience in their side, double that of the US Eagles. Ian Foster looking to test some new combinations, get some valuable match practice as well for a large number of his squad.
Hold it steady. Keep the bind up. Keep it up.
Hold it.
Hoshkin Satutu under his boot. Now Tupaya. Cardi brings him down with Augsburger. Mo'unga. Quick hands, McKenzie. Lopetti is all over him. Stays there for New Zealand. Here they come, Mo'unga yet again. Jordan. This time hit by Hooley. Here they come with Tavao. Debuted against Argentina in Buenos Aires recently.
Yep,
little delayed flip ball from Tupovai, advantage for New Zealand. In the 22, the wave keeps coming. Mo'unga. Flick ball here to Luke Jacobson. Scored the first try. Jacobson is in yet again. That's outstanding from the All Blacks. And they have try number 5 in the first half.
I just need another
that one a bit simpler from New Zealand, not their wide expansive play, but just keeping it, going through some phases and waiting for the missed tackle. And that was a tough matchup in the wide channel. Jacobson one-on-one with Hooley, and he's just able to step out of his tackle. Quick through the hands, and then just that one-on-one, and the American fullback's unable to make the tackle. And as we saw earlier, one missed tackle against New Zealand is usually a try.
It's a double so far for Luke Jacobson, the direct runner. His older brother Kane played for North Harbour.
Yeah, nice call.
He also played alongside his other brother Mitch for Cambridge High School, and then Waikato and the Chiefs. Brilliant sporting family.
2 white. We've had 2 against him, is that right, Mo? Yeah, thanks, buddy.
And the referee saying, yeah, Dylan Forster, number 2, the Butcher, has committed a few penalties already, and that's something to watch. And the last thing the Americans need is to go down to 14 men. So discipline really important, and cannot allow that frustration over the game going not how they wanted it to so far, to creep in, force those penalties, and to cause some yellow cards.
You can see why New Zealand is the most successful sports team of all time, with a winning percentage of over 77 across their 580 tests. Richie Mo'unga. Again, sideline attempt. Missed the last one. Doesn't miss this one.
They're not making it easy for him. Most of the conversions have been at least within the outside the 15, if not outside the 5, but been really good so far from the boot, Mo'unga. And yeah, not looking like the boot's going to be a decisive factor today, but always good for a kicker to have a good day, keep those ticking over, and keep that percentage high.
This program is brought to you by F45, proud presenting partner of the 1874 Cup. It's 33-0 New Zealand lead in the first half. Jordan to Tupaya. We've been very busy so far, have the backline of New Zealand. Not a lot of kicking in this game so far. Vai as well.
Hold in front,
now
boys.
Comes Mo'unga. Puts it down to Will Hooley. First chance for the fullback to attack. Hooley gets hit high by Sotutu.
High tackle,
advantage here, Will Hooley. Gets up as Cam Dolan. Bounces against a couple, flicks it free to Luke Carty, who goes one wider to Ben Bonasso. Bonasso, born in the US, grew up in Argentina. To Fawcett. Little step and a no-look over the top. Will come back.
No advantage.
Yeah, Hooley doing well, showing some intent. Could easily have put that up in the air, but demonstrating he wants to attack too, and stepping just between 2 of the New Zealand players who had him well covered, but Tuto's arm just going around the neck, and that's a penalty for the US. And interesting here, they obviously could kick for the corner. It is kickable, so if they do want to put some points on the board, that could be an option. But choosing to go for the corner, and I like that, showing some intent, showing they're here to try and get some tries, and have some good attacking rugby for the fans in the crowd.
Yeah, they've enjoyed a few days here. Big luncheon yesterday for alumni. rugby fans,
Okay,
and now
Scotty,
here they
down the
are.
front.
Watch the
Eye
Army-Navy
level.
rivalry crash before this, the curtain raiser, and the big one,
Oh,
the
there,
US against New Zealand. Always draws a big crowd. Biggest crowds in American rugby have come from New Zealand, travelling here, whether it was the All Blacks
Wait
or
there.
their side, the Maori All Blacks as well. They go short. The line out, looping run is Fawcett, Dylan Fawcett. Peels
Turn
around
over
for the
good.
Eagles, and the ball's been stolen by New Zealand. Such a dangerous outfit on both sides of the ball. Here they go with numbers aplenty as well. Enor gets it away. Ranging up, Mo'unga ships it across to Whitelock, the 33-year-old Grizzly Bear, still going strong.
2.
For I,
Advantage.
another advantage
2
for the All
wide
Blacks.
offside.
Richie Mo'unga do something special, a kick over the top, and their chasers there. Great
Planning,
little planning
Jonah.
to Jordan, back on the inside. Mo'unga, half held in butt by his own man. Richie Mo'unga goes all the way through. He cuts like an insult, does Mo'unga.
Spectacular try from Mo'unga. Saw that they had penalty advantage. Little chip ball over the top. Perfectly run onto, gets the ball back, and then I don't know how he bounced off all those tackles.
That's
You thought one
another
American
offside
had him,
against
you thought the second American
Seriously,
had him,
I can't
but
do
he just
much
kept
more
spinning and moving
than
and
asking
turning
nicely.
and driving.
Mate,
And Mo'unga with a
in this game.
fantastic try,
No, I
created
understand that, but
and
mate,
finished by him.
Yeah, but I don't want to.
Will Jordan, brilliant bit of skill as well to keep it alive. And then the push also came from Finley Christie to Richie Mo'unga, who has his 8th try in history for New Zealand. And a great occasion to score here at FedEx Field in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, Richie Mo'unga, such a fantastic
What do you
player,
say?
has been incredible in Super Rugby, fantastic for the All Blacks. And yeah, I mean, there are a few players that could give 2-time World Player of the Year, Bowden Barrett, a run for their money in the 10 jersey. And Richie Mo'unga has really shown that he's up to the task and could be the foremost number 10 in the world.
Well, he's now 7th on the all-time New Zealand points list. He's just overtaken Doug Howlett. He recently went ahead of Jeff Wilson and Christian Cullen, legends of the game from years gone by. Carlos Spencer is just ahead of him, 291 points. Spencer will be here in America at New Orleans, and Nola Gold for Major League Rugby 2022 is one of their coaches. So a lot of Kiwis sticking around here in America, helping grow the game. As Mo'unga converts his own try, and it's 6 tries from New Zealand, and they have a 40-0 lead in the first half against the US.
And New Zealand have come out really strongly in this first 25 minutes, and a lot of changes from the US team that did play a few weeks ago. Only 8 of the 15 playing today made a start in those Uruguay games. So that is a subplot for the US, but it's on the players who are on the field today to step up and match the Kiwi test.
Deep kick to Jordan, he lets it go. An error from Luke Carty.
I think the US knew that they were going to have to be pretty much perfect to even keep this game close, and mistakes like that, they're just needless, careless, not what you need, and it immediately, any sort of optimism you've been able to gather with the team talk under the post as you approach the kickoff saying, okay, it's a new passage of play, what can we do here? Immediately the heads get dropped and you've got to find something new again.
Boys,
Yeah,
great
Gary
work
Gold, their
at scrum
coach, said
time. Really good
matches
on
like
this
this
side.
are a
Same
true
again.
test of character.
Elbows level.
And they
Keep it up.
force split-second decisions in intense and hectic environments. It's certainly hectic on the field at this moment in time.
Crouch.
Centre field scrum for New Zealand.
Bind.
Finlay Christie debuted earlier this year against Tonga.
Nah. Nah. Yeah, you couldn't get a bind. Yep. No, he couldn't get a bind on you, so then we just lent in. Same again, please. Yep.
Good to see the strong crowd here. Kia ora to you as well, wherever you're watching around the globe. The great nation of New Zealand.
Yep. Crouch.
In America, they know Brett and Jermaine from Flower of the
Bind.
Concords. And of course now,
Set.
New Zealand rugby
Keep it up.
takes centre stage yet again.
Good.
They've played Ireland here before and the United States. Christie comes around to Mackenzie. Mackenzie electric around the fringes. Feeds it back into his halfback, and now Tupaia comes in on a beautiful line. Could Tupaia, what a ball back in tight to Vai, who loses it in a
Kai,
huge tackle.
Over the shoulder.
Just a high tackle call, just when the Americans thought they'd got the turnover. A really good attacking play from New Zealand. I mean, the speed of that breakdown was exceptional. They're coming off the scrum, and the American players couldn't sprint fast enough from the scrum to get onside. Really good play there. It was a high tackle, so that's, yeah, you can see Nick Savetta just coming around over the shoulder in order to dislodge the ball, and that's caused the penalty and the knock-on. So New Zealand, such good attacking play. You saw the out of the back offload, and the ability to execute those skills under pressure is amazing.
Kuntapaya, lovely little flick from the 22-year-old. Former New Zealand secondary schools captain is the inside centre.
Crouch!
New Zealand with their backs to the right.
Bind!
Richie Mo'unga just
set
directly behind now, flirts to the blind side. So Tutu picks Christie behind the back ball to Mackenzie. Flat one to Jordan, goes in and goes out. It's Will Jordan that puts air between him and the defenders. And New Zealand make it look very easy for try number 7.
Yeah, from a scrum, it's usually front up one-on-one defence, and once again a missed tackle from the US. And these New Zealand ball carriers, they're big, they're strong, they're fast, and you've got to front up to that and make those one-on-one tackles, or they're going to score against you. And good pass there from Mackenzie with the defender shooting down, and it's too simple for Jordan just to step out of that tackle and then dive over the line.
Will Jordan helped Tasman to their first ever premiership title. He also was the 2020 Super Rugby Aotearoa's top try scorer.
Yeah, okay.
And the New Zealand fans here in the crowd really appreciate his abilities on display. Half an hour played, and we've been treated to a brace of tries here. 45 points to nothing. With the fly for Richie Mo'unga, looking to add more extras. His legs have definitely recovered from that 35-hour journey from New Zealand. Keeps the flags down, 45-0. This program is brought to you by F45, proud presenting partner of the 1874 Cup.
Yeah, scoreboard starting to get away from the US here, and it's in these sort of matchups. The US, they came into this match knowing that a win was extremely unlikely. Keeping it close was what they wanted to do, but now they've got to get their heads back up and just stay in the match and fight for every moment, fight for every try, fight for every point.
Mackenzie goes downtown towards Hooley. Yeah, the greatest 15-a-side performance for the US Eagles, and beating Scotland on tour here, 30-29 a few years back in Houston, Texas, upsetting the Scots. Teams since then have not taken the US lightly.
Hey, that scrum was much better, right?
No, exactly. And New Zealand, they don't come to the US very often. They know they've got fans here. They're representing a global rugby brand. So every time they step on the pitch, they're trying to show that they are New Zealand. They are the New Zealand All Blacks. They play attacking, fun, exciting rugby, but they're also a dominant force who can't be taken lightly at all.
So true as Fawcett looks to go to the back, knocked down by Savetta.
Knock on.
And then Augsburger has it. Dolan at 9.
Knock-on advantage.
Just a little knock-on advantage for the US Eagles. Cardi keeps it in hand. Cracked little step. Lopetti. Tavita Lopetti brings the crowd alive. What a carry from the 22-year-old from Hayward, California. Hooley, quick hands to Hanku Khamases. Batters into a couple, gets pushed over the line. Exciting play there from Tavita Lopetti.
First moment of the match where an American rugby action really brought the crowd into it. Tavita Lopetti, what an incredible sidestep, drive through, forced his way through, and Ryan James, I was actually flying off his shoulder. Maybe could have found him, but New Zealand showing how quickly they can get you back on the back foot.
That's right, and they play quickly as well. They go to midfield, huge contact coming in from Lopetti, can do both things as Jordan loops around. Will Jordan in open space, Jordan back into Christie. Here's Tava for the line. It is celebration time for New Zealand. When their front row forward score, it's all smiles.
The front row union always love getting in on the action, and Angus Tavaval finishes off that move, and it came from that line out, and it shows how quickly a team like this, they go from defense to attack, and there were players just queuing up to score. Oh, a big hit there on the number 9, Finlay Christie, but Tavaval was there to finish. And New Zealand, they got broken. They immediately, the next phase, they tackled the man to touch, go wide quickly, and then they got players queuing up to score, and it happened so quickly, and it's a mark of a really good team.
Mo'unga from in front to make it 52-0. The Smithsonian Institution is the world's largest museum complex, featuring over 19 museums and cultural centers in Washington, D.C. alone, each open to the public at no charge. Museums like the Air and Space, American History, American Indian and African American history and culture all capture the diverse stories and unique achievements made throughout America's history. The Eagles and All Blacks each enjoyed an opportunity to visit the Smithsonian institutions and soak up America's history ahead of today's match. An iconic city for an iconic clash. 52-0, 6 minutes to play in the first half here at FedEx Field. It's New Zealand in black with Quinn Tupaia. Christie goes to his hooker, Asafo Aumua. Mo'unga shifts it across quickly. McKenzie, flat ball. Here comes Jordan yet again. He's been so good, as will Jordan. This time brought down by Nate Brakeley. The black wave continues to come on. That's behind the back, flick through. McKenzie has it. They know they've got numbers aplenty on both sides to New Zealand. Christie comes back yet again to Tupovai. Man out of Wesley College. To the short side. Tupai pinched here by the USA. Cardi to Osberger. Now they come with Brakeley.
Mo, who was it knocked on
by? The US get momentum. Lopetti was the best runner so far. He has possession right now to Vita Lopetti. There it goes with a step. This time they read him. Hard hit there from Braden Enor. And a penalty for the Kiwis.
Holding on. Squeeze ball.
Big hit from Enor on Tavita Lopetti. You wonder if he's thinking, you're not going to get me twice in a row. Big hit, leaves Lopetti on his back, and that makes it really easy for the New Zealander to come in and right on the ball. And something I'm noticing is New Zealand are doing a really good job of clearing well past the ball. Oh, as that ball almost missed a touch. Hooley's almost able to keep it in, but it's not a game of almost, and it's going to be a New Zealand line-out. But New Zealand, they're clearing so far past the ball that the scrum half is able to move it really quickly, and the US are not able to cause any sort of disruption at the breakdown.
Yep.
Some shell-shock fans for the US as Whitelock goes down, a little planned move. Loop around here. Aumua into the 22 for New Zealand. Tarbell picks and drives. Try scorer just moments ago.
Back!
Christie, flat ball for De Groot.
Okay, boys, hold there.
He's come back from that neck injury really well. As Mo'unga floats it over the top, knock back, it's play on. Tupaia has this, he picks it up. It's New Zealand yet again. They cross the whitewash here in DC.
Time off. Initially forward.
Yeah, initially forward.
Okay. Brett, you there?
It actually looks like we might take a second look at this. The referee just talking to his touch judge.
On-field
so we'll listen in on him.
I just wanted to check the initial pass from number 10 as to whether it went forward out of the hands initially.
Okay, so we've got an on-field try. We'll check that pass from Black.
Yeah, fair enough.
This was the initial pass from Mo'unga. The touch judge is saying he thought it might have drifted slightly forward. The on-field decision is try, so we do need to see clear evidence that this pass is not forward. Try is forward.
Tough to tell on that look. Scott Green on the right.
Just holding Angus, we're just getting another angle.
Yep. Okay, just checking another angle.
And again, not going to see much from that angle either, so
clear and obvious.
Don't have a horizontal.
Okay.
So it's a try for Quinn Tupaia. On-field decision is a try. New Zealand scorching number 9.
Yeah, just no clear and obvious angle. So even though the touch judge was saying that the referee felt on the field that it was okay, it was a try. His decision obviously is the most important, and so the try does stand.
57-0 for the number 2 ranked nation in the world, New Zealand. Becomes 59 in the first half. And Quinton Tupaia has been in a lot of it today. Played with the Maori All Blacks in 2020 against Moana Pacifica.
This is the nightmare first half for the US, for the American fans. I think a lot of American fans, they're just hoping the US can keep this close. It hasn't happened in this first half. The American players cannot let that get to them and prevent them from just trying to stay in this match, trying to fight for everything they can.
So brilliant to host New Zealand here in America and see them on display. Whitelock turns it back. They try to race up on Mo'unga, finds McKenzie. 2 brilliant playmakers who rip it loose to Air Jordan yet again. Thought about a kick, he cuts back in this time. Christie, Tavau. Big burly frame of Angus Tavau, the tight head, former Auckland Blues and then Waratahs in Australia. Tupaia, nowhere through. Strong tackle there from Matt Harmon. Tavau popping up like a backline player as Whitelock comes in. The veteran. Hamasais over this one.
Hanko Hamasais just getting over the ball really quickly.
Entry, number 8.
And then just forcing number 8, Hoskins, to come in from the side. And so that's got the penalty and a necessary breather for the US, a chance to get into the New Zealand half and try and go through some phases. I mean, they've had such little possession in this half, and when you're forced to defend again and again and again against a team of New Zealand's quality, it's going to be very difficult, and New Zealand have shown the golfing class so far in this first half.
New Zealand, winners of 3 Rugby World Cups, 10 of the 16 Tri-Nations trophies and 7 of the 9 Rugby Championships. Take a look there at Nick Savetta, the civil engineer. Started rugby at the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. Good partnership he has with Nate Brakeley in the locks for the US.
Thanks, mate.
Matt Harmon gets his position for Dylan Fawcett. Ambassador for Mobot, the foam rolling water
Boys,
bottle.
open up. Get on the line, please. Move across. Come on, open up. Step across. Go.
Told to move back from referee Angus Gardner.
Good.
Dolan, strong. Cardi in midfield. Bryce Campbell. Been driven down to the ground there by Dalton Papali'i. Gardner took a knock as Osberger goes for it. Osberger with a step. Nate Osberger, America, the Brave. The US score their first ever try against the All Blacks. And it's Nate Osberger with an unbelievable finish.
Wow, came from absolutely nothing. And Nate Osberger finishes off, and it hasn't been the half the US wanted, but they've ended it how they would have wanted. And Nate Osberger, fantastic individual try. And he is incredibly quick, got great feet. He had that one-on-one with McKenzie and just stepped back on the inside. And we saw here, he picked it up. And actually, number 4, Nate Brakeley, was coming in, and it perhaps confused the New Zealand defense and opened up the gap for Osberger. And he didn't need a second invitation.
Nate Osberger.
Is that half-time as well?
What a step off the left, flying like an eagle.
Yeah.
That has brought the crowd to its feet and the half-time whistle as well. What an entertaining first half we had, particularly if you're a New Zealand fan.
Good.
9 tries to 1, but a brilliant score from Nate Osberger.
Glancing blow.
That brings the half-time whistle to 59 points to 7. Time for a short break here from FedEx Field near Washington, D.C. We're back with the first half highlights from the inaugural 1874 Cup. More up next. The second half begins at FedEx Field, showcasing the most successful sports team in history, the New Zealand All Blacks. Lead the USA 59-7. Thanks for joining us as rugby takes centre stage here in the nation's capital. I'm Dallin Stanford alongside Olympian and US Eagle Madison Hughes.
Use it.
Ben Foden is with us sideline. We'll get some comments from him later as Nate Osberger scored that brilliant try to close out the first half for the US Eagles. Puts one downfield. McKenzie's there, scampers around the far side. Finds Omua, the ball in one hand for Asafo Omua. Born and raised in Lower Hutt, won the World Rugby Under-20 Championship in 2017. De Groot puts it to the ground. Dolan can't kick through. McKenzie, what a little play from Damien McKenzie. Opens up for Dalton Papali'i, and they put it back on the inside. Angus Tavau Welcome back to the USA, New Zealand. We've missed you.
Straight out of the half and starting off just this side of the first half. Almost as quick as they scored at the beginning of this match, and came from a loose pass. And sometimes that bouncing ball can be the deadliest, particularly when someone like Damian McKenzie picks it up, steps a couple people, finds Dalton Papali'i on the inside, and then Angus Ta'avao there to finish it off. And New Zealand showing their intent. They're not satisfied with 59 points in the first half. They're going to continue and keep trying to pile on the score, and I think that's what they're about. It's about being obviously respectful, but playing rugby and going all out and showing their opponent the respect of giving everything they've got.
Kick over from in front from Richie Mo'unga, and 2 tries so far in this game from Angus Ta'avao. Puts NZ up 66 points to 7. Damian McKenzie, so electric to watch. Well, the US this year, they played 6 matches. They beat Canada and Uruguay. The All Blacks have played 10 times, only 1 loss against the Rugby World Cup champions, the Springboks from South Africa, and that was on October 2nd earlier this month. Deep restart to McKenzie that started the madness. Quintu Pai's had a brilliant first half. Drives the legs with the forwards as the All Blacks march upfield. Halfback Finley Christie in his first start. They turn it back on the inside. Oh, brick wall met Tupavai, 21-year-old. Dolan in with the tackle. Pick and go to Paya.
Tackle! Push back. Good.
Christie. De Groot. Big Ethan from New Zealand's deep south to Mo'unga. McKenzie gets it to the back. Lovely pass on that far side. And Will Jordan just took an ankle tap. Got it from Braden Ennor, the 24-year-old. Here comes Whitelock.
Yeah.
Looks like side entry there from New Zealand, just not being quite accurate enough in the breakdown, and a let-off for the US, and a few good phases of defense for the Americans, and that's what they need, and that's what they need to show they're capable of, because they haven't particularly showed it so far. But forcing New Zealand to go through phases, forcing this, showing that they can't just spin it wide first phase and immediately score, which happened way too many times in that first half. But good passive defensive play from the US. Now they've got a line out just on the edge of the New Zealand 22, and here's an opportunity for them to get on the attack, and there have not been many of those so far.
What is a big moment for USA Rugby as well, who put in their official bids to host the Rugby World Cup 2027 and 2031, plus the Women's World Cup in 2029, and that will do wonders for the game in America.
Absolutely. I mean, the Rugby World Cup is the biggest event in rugby union, and having the opportunity for the US to potentially host it down the line is a great path to growth for the US game.
Well, the US lose Cam Dolan. Mani Tonga is on the field, and who played with the Oakland Warthogs and Nola Gold in MLR. The front of the line is challenged. Savetta comes down with it for the US. Osberger digs it in. Goes down the short side. Nate Osberger. Oh, what a beautiful flick back on the inside. He finds Ryan Mattias, his Legion teammate. Tonga, first touch. And his second cap. The 8 brothers are surely watching this huge clash against New Zealand. Ben Banasso. His father was a youth rugby coach, got involved in the game as Tonga goes in yet again. Lopetti, Tavite Lopetti, loves the physical stuff. Does the Seattle centre. Cardi with a dummy, space for Luke Cardi to roam into the 22. Savetta, strong pastoral player from the US Eagles. Big carry from Paul Mullen, known as the Islander. Lopetti again picks up, very eager to look for work, driven back though. America again with Mani Tonga. Fawcett. Phases keep coming from the men in white, the Eagles with Hanku Khamaseis, known as the Terminator. But strong tackle on him around the bootstraps. It's Matt Harmon. Gets knocked to the ground, and the pinch initially had it, did New Zealand, but here comes Dylan Fawcett yet again.
Not on the ball.
Long passage of attack for the US. Cardi throws a dummy, they don't bite. Jacobson nails him to the ground, and New Zealand come up with possession.
And holding on.
Long passage of play, but they went back 10 meters from where they started. So New Zealand defense just staying very strong, making every tackle, having two players at pretty much every single one of those tackles. And I think the Americans out of ideas, not really sure what they could do to break down the New Zealand defense. And then the turnover, and Finlay Christie just getting in a strong position over the ball. And getting the turnover, and New Zealand now back into the US half and back onto the attack.
The back for New Zealand.
Not straight.
Not straight as a call. This gives us a chance to go down to Ben Foden, pitch side. Ben, what are you seeing so far in this game, my friend?
Yeah, just listen, America need to stop compounding the errors, get in the right areas of the field. We can see that New Zealand have come to play. They're not kicking, they're not exiting from the field. So defensively, we have to be sharp, we have to stay up there, we have to stay alive. A lot of times you see the wingers on the edge diving in, trying to make that big hit on the end onto the 13, but he's able to get the ball away. And once New Zealand are in behind America, they are so hard to stop. They've got such a good offloading game, such a good support game, and we've seen it time and time again as they've ripped through. So for me, USA just need to hold the ball, go through the phases, looking for lights in an otherwise dark tunnel. Nate Osberger looks like he's back to his best. He's been a little bit of a spark. Hopefully that can keep going and America can build a bit into this game.
Yeah, he really has. Thanks, Ben, for the insights. Possession now for Nate Osberger, just mentioned, as Hamaseis tries to rough it up, but driven backwards. You don't see that. Bonasso picks it up. Ben Bonasso, Rugby New York United player teammate with Ben Foden, whose pitch side now is big kick downfield from Luke Carty. Finds McKenzie. Damien McKenzie thought about a little kick and then goes to behind the back ball, giving it the Luko Am pass. Brilliant stuff from Damien McKenzie. He's yet to entertain Sam Whitelock into the fray. Mo'unga. New Zealand having a lot of fun. Up 66-7 against the US Eagles. Mo'unga again, little dummy and a couple of steps, opens up for Richie Mo'unga. They're ranging up on the outside. McKenzie is there. Just a regular pass from McKenzie this time. Dalton Papali'i gets over. And NZ fire another one in.
Richie Mo'unga, how did he slide through this gap? Can't wait to see that again. The footwork, the balance, absolutely exceptional. And then he looks up and he sees Damien McKenzie flying past on his outside. And there are a few guys in World Rugby you'd want to have on your outside support than Damien McKenzie. But this time, it's simple. He has Dalton Papali'i coming on his inside and could just find him here. That's McKenzie's pass earlier. Gets hit, hits well, but it was a nice little behind the back pass. And here's Mo'unga stepping Hooli on the inside, sliding through the smallest of gaps, and then he's got time, the presence of mind to look up, find the man to hit Damien McKenzie, who then puts it back on the inside to Papali'i, who's in for the simple try, although contested right to the end, and that's great to see from the US players. They're fighting, they're scrambling for everything they can, but New Zealand simply too good so far.
Try 11, second in the second half for New Zealand. Scored by Dalton Papali'i. Debuted on the All Blacks Northern Tour in 2018. Richie Mo'unga looking to set a personal record with points scored. (73-7) New Zealand lead. And beyond DC's famous museums and monuments lies a real city with real people that's ready for your next adventure. DC is where you need to go to explore vibrant neighborhoods with homegrown businesses and diverse communities. DC is a city where you can make lasting memories from sporting events, world-class shows, and iconic moments you'll find no place else. Follow #ExperienceDC on your next visit and discover what the real DC is all about. Cardi for the US to restart things. New Zealand claim this one with George Bridge. Ball hasn't come his way a lot in this game for Bridge. There's Ethan de Groot takes it in, man from Southland Boys High. Flick down there from Tyrell Lomax is on the field, and Lopetti almost had it for the US. Been ripped by Mo'unga. New Zealand very casual from the own line.
No issue.
Huge dummy thrown and 3 different steps and a pass from Mo'unga. Here comes George Bauer on the field now as well
Done,
for New
27.
Zealand. McKenzie to the right hand side they go. Space operating from Braden Ennor, and it comes unstuck.
Play on!
Lopetti has it.
In front of the
Osberger,
mark or not?
the US with Mullen.
Okay, play on.
Paul Mullen hit hard, the man from Texas A&M. The Aggies. Cardi has Bonasso. Not a lot of line breaks for the US Eagles, but here comes numbers now. Cardi throws a dummy. Luke Cardi in a bit of open space.
Knock on.
Just knock-on advantage for Bryce Campbell's Chargers. US inside the 22. Harmon behind the back. Cardi. Hooley locked up.
Yeah, number 9.
Finlay Christie just trying to get the poach. He had his hands on it, but just losing it forward in the breakdown. And the US, a nice little passage of play actually down the blind side there. For a moment, you thought they had the offload. Carty choosing to dummy and go himself. And a good half break.
Here we go, boys.
But support not quite there. Christie makes the error, and the US will continue to have possession. And we'll see if they can get anything going on the front foot. So far in this second half, any passages of play they've had, they've been going through phases, but they've been going backwards. And eventually, you've got to do something. You've got to kick the ball for territory, or you've got to find something. Because if you just keep going backwards, you're not doing well.
USA coached by Gary Gold, been with the program since October 2017, formerly with the Springboks.
Crouch!
Side won the America's Rugby Championship in 2018, assisted by Rob Hoadley. New Zealander Steve Brett.
Set!
Sean Pittman does the forwards, and Hugh Bevan, strength and conditioning.
No, early, far side. Play on.
So they tap and go.
Black.
Tongawea goes to Bryce Campbell. Campbell gets a bump on. The captain into the 22. Lopetti comes to Breakley, though. Catches this one. The data analyst. Still to the left, it comes to Harmon. Horsberger, the halfback, around the fringes. Tongawea picks and goes.
Go, hold there.
US Eagles looking for try number 2. Good carry from Paul Mullen, the 29-year-old. And a penalty. Luke Jacobson.
Play on.
Horsberger goes quickly. Money Tongawea with advantage again for the US Eagles. The crowd come alive. Mattias on that far side. We're going to have a look to see if Ryan Mattias has scored.
On block for the line.
Yep.
Red, white and blue.
That's fine. So we've got a grounding, so on-field decision will be a try.
I believe so, yeah.
We're going to check touch. And if it's not a try, we'll come back for the penalty advantage, not 10 on the offside.
Yep.
Okay. Brett, you there? Okay, we've got an on-field decision try. Can you check the touch line? Yeah.
Grounding.
So the US never scored against New Zealand before today. Have they got their second here? Ryan Mattias stretching for the line while being tackled. And just the question of whether his foot drifted in touch. Not sure we're going to see from this angle.
Yeah, very tough to tell. On-field decision is a try. This might be the best look at it.
Again, really difficult to tell. His top upper body seems to be on the ground, but we can't see if his legs are off the ground.
Have a look at the end on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On-field decision is try, so we will have to see evidence that he is in touch in order for this to be overruled. And from the angles we've seen so far,
Yes, this is the best angle I've
just
got.
not sure we'll see any angles that will rule us out.
Angus.
Looks like the legs are off the ground there, mate, as well.
Yeah, agree.
Is that what you're seeing?
And he grounds it in one motion, so you can award the try.
Award the try. Okay, cool.
Ryan Mattias scores America's second try in history against New Zealand. And a tremendous effort from the winger from San Diego.
Nate Augsburg doing a really good job a couple times there of keeping the tempo going. The US got penalties. He took the quick tap. He found people in space. And at the end there, Mattias doing a really good job. Ride the tackle. He was so close to that touchline with two Kiwis bouncing off him, hanging off him. And he's able to use his strength. Doing really good job. The body positions, maintaining his legs off the ground in order to stay out of touch. And the US get their second try. And that's something to take a positive out of.
His wife, Jordan Gray Mattias, an Olympian the USA Women's Sevens program, and Ryan Mattias now adds his name to the record books in this fixture at FedEx Field. Flav Lucardi, the 24-year-old from out wide. Brother Jack, 10 caps for Ireland, went to the Rugby World Cup 2019. Has he got enough on it? He certainly does. It's 73-14. New Zealand lead the USA. And this program is brought to you by F45, proud presenting partner of the 1874 Cup. Delight for the fans here, supporting the US Eagles at home. Mo'unga with a restart to the try scorer, Mattias. Some confidence for the Eagles in this fixture, although they give away a penalty straight away. Looking to tap and go. Dan Cole's on the field. Ball sits free. New Zealand. Richie. Mo'unga gets it to Tupaia. Tupaia. One-handed pass to flick through. Anton Leonard-Brown. Try awarded. An iconic team in the iconic Washington, D.C.
Leonard-Brown's not been on the field very long, but there to finish it off. And New Zealand showing resiliency, showing they can bounce back from having a try go against them and stay focused on the task at hand. Really quick tap, so they're showing that same intent they displayed from the beginning. Perenara just on the field, moves it wide, Mo'unga through the hands, and a really pretty simple trial. Though a nice little offload of the air. Leonard-Brown, I think that's his first touch of the game. He caught the ball 1 meter from the try line and then touched it down. That's a nice way to get on the pitch.
Yeah, some replacements coming in thick and fast for New Zealand. We saw Dane Coles there, earning his 77th cap. TJ Perenara, 76, and Anton Leonard-Brown adds his 11th try for his adoring fans in New Zealand history. 12 tries from the All Blacks so far. 55 minutes played. Richie Mo'unga, before his debut for New Zealand, scored against them playing for the UK Barbarians. Suppressed them so much, and now he's been so fun to watch in a black jersey. Sideline conversion, unsuccessful, but score now 78 points to 14. And the men from the southwestern Pacific Ocean show why they are ranked 1 or 2 in the world year after year. Cardi comes down to Tupaia, looking for work off Braden Ennor. New Zealand with TJ Perenara. Turns it back to McKenzie. Lovely little step from Damien McKenzie. Such an elusive player.
Ball was out.
Whitelock. Mo'unga. And Lomax with him. Leonard-Brown looks up. Stepping and going yet again. There's Will Jordan. Perenara. Again the forwards with Lomax. In his 11th appearance for New Zealand. Dan Coles up around that one. Let's play on. Drifted away from Sam Cane, who's on the field. Cutting back in field for New Zealand is Braden Ennor. Perenara goes short yet again to Vai.
Yeah, well done.
Kiwis march up the field. Coles, McKenzie hit high by Tongawiha. Still there for NZ. Lomax gets missed, comes out of Sam Cane. Returns missing a year with that chest muscle surgery. Jacobson scored 2 so far in this clash. Or big contact.
What's forward first?
And double knock on there, and the US defence just staying in it. New Zealand were going through phases. Looked like there was a pretty clear knock on from Dane Coles, and the last thing New Zealand need is any help from the referees, but didn't get spotted, and the US just stayed in it, made their tackles. They were losing territory consistently, but thankfully, because of where New Zealand started, they could afford to do so, and eventually there is the mistake, and that's really what they got to do. They got to stay in the fight, make their tackles, stay organised as a defence.
Well, a big moment here is O.T. Pifoletti comes on the field, and Sam Whitelock also leaves the field for New Zealand. The captain, third most capped All Black of all time, leaves 129 caps to his name.
I know the one you're talking about. He found himself ahead of play.
Made his debut in 2010, scored 2 tries.
Right, I'll keep an eye.
So big moments for players on both sides of the ball, and Chad Goff as well on debut for the US Eagles. 2 front row players in their first ever moments in a US jersey, and Michael Basker is on the field as well, wearing 22 for the US Eagles. So both sides ringing the changes. Tremendous experience for these new caps to face a New Zealand pack. First up.
Set. Fully arm.
They'll take confidence from that
Boys,
too.
you need to steady up.
The US.
We're going forward about that much and then coming back. It's got to be way more steady. That's twice.
So referee just not happy with how steady the New Zealand prop was coming into the scrum, and I mean that's huge for the US. I think the scrum is a point of contention. It's a point of pride, and getting a penalty against this All Black. Scrum will be big for them, and then that's a fantastic kick from Luke Carty going for touch, and he puts it 2 or 3 meters from the line, so it's going to be an American line out 5 meters out, and this is another great opportunity for the US to put some points on the board.
Stunning kick from the fly off. Luke Carty, 24-year-old, has put them within 5 meters. Savetta comes to the line out for the US. The crowd on their feet. First throw for Chad Goff.
Not straight, boys.
It's a disaster, a nightmare, not what the US want. You get so excited, your momentum's going up, your confidence, your joy in the game is going up, and then immediately gets dashed like that.
Yeah, I know.
Again, the US have had moments where they could have started to get something going in this game, and consistently they've made mistakes, they've turned over the ball, they've missed tackles, and New Zealand don't need to be asked twice. And it looks like Beauden Barrett's on the pitch now, so a man that many in the crowd will have been excited to see. New Zealand ringing in the changes, bringing a lot of experience off their bench.
Beauden Barrett, 99 caps now for New Zealand, the 30-year-old.
Crouch!
Currently with the Blues and Taranaki. Back-to-back World Rugby Player of the Awards in 2016 and 2017. Good. TJ Perenara.
Yeah, excellent.
They feed and picks up by Tutu. Gets it back into Perenara. Scored an unbelievable try at Rugby World Cup 2019. A long-range effort. That one is forward.
Forward, boys.
New Zealand, they're offloading, attacking best, but the pass from Perenara just does drift forward. The referee right on hand to spot that, but I mean, just the intent off the scrum, picking, finding an offload behind defenders, and when someone offloads behind your back, it's so difficult to do anything about that. So these big, strong ball carriers who are able to shrug off a tackle, get their arms free, and offload it behind your back to on-rushing attackers. There's really nothing you can really do about that as a defense other than shut them down at the line. But then Perenara stepping past the Bulis, but then not able to get the offload to hand in a legal manner.
Fans certainly enjoying it here. First time Rugby Union has played here at FedEx Field. Hosted a number of soccer matches. DC United have hosted Chelsea, Real Madrid, Man United, Barcelona, Juventus have played here. Arsenal in recent times as well. But rugby really getting a foothold in the US, particularly with the Rugby World Cup bid for 2027, 2029 and 2031. The scrum comes in from New Zealand though. Looking for this turnover. Hoskins Sotutu gets it away. Barrett. First receiver, Antonella Brown, hit there by Bryce Campbell. Looking for room to operate there is Damien McKenzie, son of a dairy farmers, born in Invercargill.
Hey, leave him, thank you.
By Barrett, short ball, a little bit of space here for the new man, Josh Lord, in a bit of space on debut. Roommates with the captain, Sam Whitelock on tour. Great moment for Josh Lord and his family. They go around the fringes, space opens up. Perenara's back on the inside, he ducks down off the tackle. He flicks it up, bounces up to Goff though. Chad Goff has it for the US. And now possession for CC Mahoney. New Zealand almost busting free, there's Basker. Goes to Hooley, dummy there from Hooley. Nobody fell for that.
No, you lost it, you had it, and you lost it. Hold there.
Basker looking for O.T. Pifoletti.
Hold in front.
They go back to Luke Carty, who finds his clearance kick to McKenzie.
It's a great clearance kick from Carty, deep in his own 22 and putting it out. inside the New Zealand half. Great exit. New Zealand had the ball at one point. They've had a few of those in this game where they've got the poach and then immediately losing it, but they'll look to launch a good attack here and continue their momentum so far.
Here comes Perenara. Bowden Barrett rips it wide to Leonard Brown again, hit hard, looking to come free. There is Braden Ennor, been very creative so far today for the men in black, but US get the penalty. And Hanku Khamaseis, the Terminator, never says die.
Yeah, Hanku really showing 62 minutes into this match. I mean, he's a big man, and to keep going at that pace, to get to that breakdown so quickly and get over the ball in a strong position is really impressive. And showing the attitude and the fight and the desire that is all the US can really do at this stage in the game. I think often when you have teams like this, when you have score lines like this, it's in this last 20 minutes where guys can start falling off tackles, where the scoreline can accelerate out of control. And so it's going to be on the US, on the subs who've come off the bench to say, we're fit enough, we can stay in this, and we can prevent the scoreline from accelerating at an even more alarming rate.
You're certainly right about that. Hanku Khamaseis done so well. Alston Huns, 2017 D1A national champion. Here comes Chad Goff. Scored a 100-meter try for the Raptors.
Fine, play on.
And now with the Utah Warriors in Major League Rugby, he has it at the back.
No, the line out, the ball's
Basker
moved, guys.
Gets it
Moved
away.
off its line.
Lopetti in a bit of space. Tavite Lopetti.
Leave it.
Basker wants quick ball for the US. Now it comes. Savetta into the fray. Bryce Campbell yet again. Big bump from the inside centre. Quick ball from Basker. CC Mahoney is a tall timber. Flying onto that one out of the Raptors Academy as well. Mani Tonga-Wea.
Well done, 19.
The US looking to scramble here with Nate Horsberger. Scored one already against New Zealand, and advantage for the Americans. Khamaseis drives against Dan Coles. Horsberger comes in as well. Tonga-Wea
Still
yet
playing
again.
advantage.
Still advantage. Mackenzie can't get. The US keep it on with Goff. Cardi looking to go wide. Oh no! Campbell's gone down like the stock market of 09. A tremendous contact on him.
Strong defense from New Zealand. Did commit the penalty, but staying strong. And yeah, that was a big hit on Bryce Campbell.
Number, Scotty.
Bryce is a big, strong ball carrier, but yeah, if he gets hit like that when you can't see him coming, it was a long looping pass, and that often puts your man in danger unless you can see that no one's going to be able to come and get him. But the Americans did have that penalty, so now they're going to have another opportunity from this 5-meter line out. The last one wasn't quite accurate enough. They weren't able to stabilize their maul before it got dislodged, so they had to move it out early. So we'll see if they go for the maul this time or if they move it away and set something up in midfield.
You can feel the energy here at FedEx Field. Chad Goff throws in, has it at the back for the United States. Can they get their maul set? Not going anywhere, so Basker comes in. It's gone to the ground. Basker once, and they've lost it.
Yes, the danger of trying to do a driving maul against a team like New Zealand. I mean, they're just so effective, so strong, so they've got such nous that they were able to splinter the American setup so quickly, get hands on the ball carrier, and then there's nothing the US can do but try and get it out at that stage, and weren't able to do so. It goes to ground. It's been New Zealand put into this scrum. Another rude opportunity for the US.
Okay.
TJ Perenara, great to see him on the field here on the Northern Tour. Product of Mana College in Wellington, debuted in 2014. Such a familiar face with the Hurricanes. Also never stops talking, does Perenara, but I suppose that's the job of a scrum half.
Set.
He feeds. 5 out from the own line. Satutu picks up, finds Jordan. Jordan skins one, back to Hoskins Satutu. Here comes Perenara. Back of the inside, Barrett! Oh, not even Wes Craven could have directed that. It's frightening from the All Blacks. And Bowden Barrett gets a popular try in DC.
Probably just had the longest passage of the game without a New Zealand try, but going in from 90 meters out, couple simple passes, broken tackle, and then Barrett's there finish it off. And I mean, he's got such speed that with no one in front of him, he's not going to be caught from that distance, going the distance. And Damien McKenzie's going to have the opportunity to convert. But really good tackle, a simple play.
That's a good question.
Missed tackle, offload. Perinara finds Barrett on the inside, and you're not going to catch him from that distance.
Wherever you look, there are black jerseys in support. Beauden Barrett in his 99th game. Look at the support runners. 3 or 4 black jerseys everywhere. Beauden Barrett now equals the late John Alomu in tries scored, 37. He was tied with Tano Munga on 36. Barrett goes one ahead now with that try. 83 points to 14. Mackenzie's first kick. Always gives that little wry smile before he pops that one over. Did you know that Washington, D.C. is the home to one of America's largest rugby communities? With more than 200 active club teams and hundreds of youth teams throughout the region, the Mid-Atlantic region is home to over 2 million self-identified rugby fans. D.C.'s own Major League Rugby team, Old Glory D.C., is a leader in growing the game, supporting youth and high school rugby programs across the city to encourage and inspire the next generation of players in D.C. 85 to 14. Highest ever score we have for New Zealand against the USA. 74-6 was the last score. That was in 2014, 7 years ago.
Hold back.
With 61,500 fans at Soldier Field in Chicago. Mackenzie looks to go wide again to Jordan. He's been so dangerous out wide. This time finds the touchline.
Offside. Here and go. Offside, back line.
Dane Coles wants to go.
Sorry, mate.
Beauden Barrett just calming it down, saying, hey, we've missed our opportunity to go fast. I think when you get to the mark right away, that's your time to go fast, when the defense is disorganized. But if you spend too long trying to figure out exactly where the mark is, often your opportunity is gone. And yeah, Barrett using his calm, cool head to say, hey, let's just put ourselves down the field so we can go from this line out.
Coles takes a moment as Andrew Guerra comes onto the field for the United States, and representing Nola Gold. And Hanku Khamases comes off the field. Just put it all on the line as the Terminator out of Kimberley, South Africa. Stunning moment in these players' careers. Here come New Zealand. Coles turns it back in the no-look to Jordan. It's a planned move and a dummy as well. New Zealand spread the ball like gossip and get through yet again. It's unbelievable.
Straight off the training park, that's clearly one they've practiced, and Jordan's the beneficiary. It looked like he was actually looking for a pass on his inside, but that pass was covered, but then he's able to shrug off Nate Augsburger's tackle and go in for the try. But this is really well executed by New Zealand, quickly moving the ball. Oh, and a nice little inside ball to Jordan there, working really well with the hooker Dane Coles and going in for the try.
A hat-trick for Will Jordan in this clash. Scored 5 against Tonga earlier this year. 1 behind the record of Mark Ellis, and no look back on the inside. Brilliant move. And the winger combining superbly. And just like that, it's 92 points to 14 here at FedEx Field.
Yeah, it looked like Jordan was actually looking for Perinara on his inside, but Batsker had cut off that pass. So for their upcoming opponents, that'll be one to look at. Make sure you've got that covered before the next Autumn Internationals.
That's right. They go to Cardiff in Wales at the Principality Stadium. They play there October 30th. And then it's Italy in Rome, Ireland at Aviva Stadium in Dublin, and then France at Stade de France in Paris for the Northern Tour for New Zealand. US will take a lot from this game, though. Tremendous experience against the number 2 ranked side in the world. Hooley, good take, and fires it back in field to Carty. Stabs it over the top. Plays aerial ping pong with Beauden Barrett. Barrett finds Damien Mackenzie. New Zealand blessed with so many talented players. Mackenzie got a couple forwards in front of him. And then finally brought down by Pifoletti. Coles there, and New Zealand with Vi. Coles with a kick over the top. Coles! And follows up with a good strong tackle. Does Dane Coles. The front row forward says, I can do it all. Basker looks for Tonga Weha. Into the last 10 minutes of this game. First touch for Andrew Guerra. 23-year-old from Chicago. Cardi, not a lot of options to his right, so he steps into a couple of black jerseys. Basker looks for Mullen. Big Paul Mullen from the Aran Islands, population 800. Pipoletti, brother of Eagle Capelli Pipoletti. Lopetti, Hooley. Good hands here from the US, trying to open up some spaces. Bryce Campbell gets hit at the halfway line. Counter ruck from New Zealand, something they've been working on.
You're on your hands.
After that loss against the Springboks, but it'll come the way of the Eagles.
13 off feet.
Yeah, just 13, Braden Ennell just not supporting his body weight as he came in for the compete. And New Zealand, in that wide channel, they had 2 or 3 people coming through, firing through really quickly. And it's impressive getting such numbers in such force to that break.
This program is brought to you by F45, proud presenting partner of the 1874 Cup. 1874 Cup, celebrating all things American rugby. That very first game, the very first game was played between McGill University from Canada and Harvard University out of the US. Rugby certainly on the rise here with Major League Rugby. And now a bid for the Rugby World Cup as well. And the sevens programs also is Lopetti turns it back in. Deboulis fires one over the top. He's on the field as Mike Deboulis, and big strong contact there from Nate Osberger. Courageous hit.
Play on.
New Zealand go quickly. Barrett, that lovely open space off to New Zealand. Paranara on the wing. Steps off his left. Couple of great steps here from TJ Paranara. Over the halfway line are the Kiwis. Jacobson to Barrett. To Paya. Quick hands from Leonard Brown, and Jordan drops this one first time.
Yeah.
He's made an error in this game.
Thank you.
First the US and then New Zealand trying to go wide, trying to move the ball, trying to play some good attacking rugby for this crowd, and both teams making mistakes.
Number 3,
yeah,
White
as you said, one of the first times Will Jordan's made a mistake today, dropping this pass once it had got to him, and he was in space one-on-one with Hooley, and you have to like that matchup based on what's happened so far. And Paul Mullen coming off after 73 minutes. It's an impressive shift from the front row forward in today's game. It's pretty rare to see a front row forward last that long, and to do that against New Zealand is an impressive performance from him.
Nice and
really
slow.
is.
Make sure your
big
bind's
Paul
level.
Mullen. 3 brothers and a sister watching on. His brother, professional cyclist.
Okay, boys, remember, just hold the weight on the hit, please.
See, Dino Waldron replaces him. Also, Nola Gold helps the St Mary's rugby program with scrum analysis when he has time as well. His old alma mater.
Bind!
6 to play.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, boys, the standard's been really good around the gap. Let's just keep it going. I know we're at the back end of the game, but let's just keep the gap.
Angus Gardner there with a couple of words. Man from Sydney, Australia. Won the World Rugby Referee of the Year award in 2018. Did Gardner, one of the younger referees, picked up a whistle at 15.
Crouch!
Sun starts to set here in beautiful Washington, D.C.
Set! Good. Keep it up.
Huge crowd.
Well done.
Here supporting USA and New Zealand. Penalty for the Eagles.
Offside, number 9.
Yeah, Paranara just coming around the scrum before the ball was fully out in his eagerness to make that tackle.
9
now
offside.
again, with about 5 minutes to go, this gives an opportunity for the US to slow it down a little bit and try and get a try in these last few minutes and end the game on the note they'd want.
Tries by Nate Osberger and Ryan Mattias for the US Eagles.
Yeah, look. Okay, you might be right, but from my angle, I couldn't see that.
Now they go downtown as well. US ranks 17 in the world. Big difference between top nations. The US will still look to qualify for Rugby World Cup 2023 next year. They'll have an opportunity then. Will Gary Gold on his side. Savetta. Good take, and Tongawiha loops around. Little planned line-up move.
Yeah, knock on.
And that's unfortunate, the US version of their own little planned line-out move. New Zealand scored, the US get the error, and I think that demonstrates the difference between these two teams. When New Zealand draw something up, or they do something off the cuff, they pull it off, and the US making simple mistakes. Tongawiha coming in, thought he had a little half break, and just a really good, strong tackle from Luke Jacobson, who's had an impressive match, making tackles, making line breaks, scoring tries. and getting the knock on there.
Okay, let's go, boys. And we get...
Perenara,
Crouch.
29-year-old.
Bind.
It's been so good for New Zealand over the years.
Good. Hold. Yeah, well done.
Bowden Barrett, first receiver, takes him on. Jordan's with him. Back to the forwards. Big strong carry from George Bauer, who helped the Crusaders to 2 Super Rugby titles. Barrett flicks it backwards. It's okay. It's still with Quinn Tupaia. He keeps it alive. Great bit of skill from New Zealand. Perenara around the back door. It comes to Bulis for the US. Knees on the ground. Now they've got to release him.
Tackle! Yeah, well done.
Even referee Angus Gardner like that one as Mani Tongawiya again goes low.
Yeah, turnover's good.
Hard to tackle him. Pinched, stolen by New Zealand yet again.
Turnover's
Bauer is
good.
in there. They flick it away. Kane rips it across. McKenzie.
Yep.
Damien McKenzie. Bit of space to open up from McKenzie. Jacobson is there with Perenara. Oh, Perenara gets a high five to the face, but it's play on. McKenzie, a basketball ball over the top. Why not? We're in the US. Here they come. Yet again, do New Zealand. So Tutu. Leonard Brown. Coles is there. Dane Coles. Flat ball.
Knock on.
To Sam Kane. Knock on is the call. There's an injury in back play for the US Eagles.
Maybe. Yeah, good point.
Wow, side to side, free-flowing attacking rugby from New Zealand, and a lot of that passage was New Zealand at their very best, attacking a fragmented defence. A couple times you thought McKenzie might be in, Perenara might be in, but US just doing enough in scramble D to keep them out for now. But New Zealand, that's really fantastic to watch. That's what you want to see. You want to see New Zealand throwing offloads. And then in the end, as he was coming in to make the tackle, Carty's arm just gets in the way, and the ball does go down forward, but his last-ditch attempt does prevent the try.
Wow, it's been such a battle for the US Eagles, who have put countless tackles. Luke Carty has been good, and set piece have been an important time, of course, for both sides. Here's a look at some scrums here for the US Eagles. Under pressure there was Nate Osberger.
Yeah, mistakes from the US and really clinical, very clinical for the most part from New Zealand, getting the platform they want and being able to go wide as much as they want. The US just making some mistakes here. Here they get the turnover pretty quickly, and they've been under pressure in the set piece, and I think that's to be expected. But for the most part, they haven't been completely steamrolled there, and it's almost a little positive you can take out of it in these scrums. They've mostly held their own. I think there was one in particular where they did get pushed backwards pretty hard, but for the most part, it's a strong, stable platform. But here we see New Zealand try off the training field. Jordan stepping out. That was one of his tries.
Hold there, boys.
Again, New Zealand they're willing to go wide, and that's really exciting to watch, fun to watch, and I think it's been a part of how they've managed to score so many points today is they are willing to have a go. It can be risky, sometimes that you make mistakes, sometimes you turn the ball over, but when it goes right, they're scoring tries very quickly and very easily.
I just love their support lines too. Not often you have some of the big men. Angus Taiwa getting a double so far, just in support.
We might be
those
a little
lines
bit,
of running,
bad leg.
so impressive.
Real bad.
As we see just a tension happening right here, and let's have a listen to Sam Whitelock yesterday.
For myself, I was one of the 5 guys that flew in from New Zealand, so we've been here 8 or 9 days now, which has been great. The rest of the team got in, late on Sunday night, so it's been good to connect with them, and prep's been great this week. Good, just getting back into the group, and felt like we've had a pretty good week so far. It doesn't really matter who we play or where we play. We want to go out there and make sure we do a good job. So it's really easy for us as players. Individually, you've got to look at your own game first, and that's what we've got to do. So for myself, I want to go out there and play well, and if I can do that, hopefully that'll help the team get the result that we want. Yeah, obviously we head off to Europe after this. This match has been outstanding. It's halfway to Europe for us, so it's quite nice. The team's obviously been in Australia for a few weeks, so it's really nice to kind of cut some of that travel down and do it halfway. It's a occasion we don't get very often. Last time we played USA was in 2014, so really keen to get out there. There's a few survivors that are still hanging around from that game, but everyone's looking forward to playing a team that, well, for myself, I haven't played before. It's awesome the support you guys give us. It doesn't matter where we are in the world, whether you're a Kiwi or even our supporters offshore. It's great to have your support, and the boys do really enjoy it, and it's pretty cool when you guys get nice and loud and vocal. Yeah, obviously it's a very special occasion, but also a very sad occasion at the same time with the passing of Shawnee. So we'll see it out there. The boys will be out there playing for him, and you know, he's a guy that's touched so many people and played with a number of the squad, whether it was with New Zealand Māori, the Crusaders, the Chiefs, Taranaki or Bay of Plenty, and also some of the New Zealand age group sides. So it's going to be a bit of an emotional one for us.
Black scrum.
Well, there's Andrew Guerra leaving the field, man from Nola Gold. We wish him all the best. Hope he's okay. Thoughts with Andrew Guerra.
Scrum.
He's replaced.
Here we go, boys.
When on the field right now. So we have Dino Waldron on there, and Tangawea, of course, has come in a lot earlier.
Yeah,
so reshuffle pack for the US. Looks like they're missing one.
Crouch.
So full complement of backline, but one forward short to close out this game. 2 to play. New Zealand.
Set. Still.
With Perenara. Fired through Jordan. Short ball. Leonard Brown. Brought down nicely. Mackenzie comes short, there's pressure. Damien Mackenzie picks up space to operate for Mackenzie. Another basketball over the top to Dane Coles. Dane Coles runs like a winger. Wears a forward's jersey, and that's try number 15 for New Zealand.
Forwards getting in on the action. It came from the scrum, a really simple but well executed set piece move, and it took a last ditch tackle from Nate Augsburger to prevent that from going in for the try earlier, but then moving the ball. Actually pretty good attempt in the breakdown to get the turnover, put the pressure on, it got loose, but unfortunately when the ball's loose, Damien Mackenzie is not the guy you want to pick the ball up. He makes some space, finds Dane Coles, cuts back against the scrambling defence, and when the defence is flying across the pitch like that, it does open up those inside channels for the step back.
This is the 4th meeting between the US and New Zealand. Highest score ever recorded by New Zealand. Damien Mackenzie leads it to the side. 97 points to 14 right now as they look to close out this fixture. Dane Coles gets try number 18 for the All Blacks. And they certainly have loved seeing New Zealand in person here in America. Siren sounds in back play. USA have scored their first ever tries against New Zealand, 2 of them in fact, as Luke Carty puts it downtown for the final moments in this game. Bowden Barrett keeps it alive. Kuntupaya goes in for a run. Sam Kane.
Push back, push back.
Looking to get some good fitness from this game.
Yep, advantage.
Lomax.
Yep.
Father John played professional rugby league. And for New Zealand, great skills. Mackenzie on the outside. Damien Mackenzie is electric. Oh! Someone turned off the lights.
Yep.
It's Luke Carty.
No arms.
No arms advantage for that huge shot. Still comes New Zealand. Ball in the back. Leonard Brown finds Coles, the try scorer. Jacobson brings up on the side. Braden Ennor stretching the legs. Back in field. TJ Perenara to bring up 100 for New Zealand. Land of the long white cloud. And the All Blacks.
Disappointing end for the US, but that's the way the match has gone. New Zealand moving the ball wide, having a go, attacking in those wide channels and getting a lot of reward for it. And TJ Perenara has had a big impact coming off the bench. Really good breakdown here down the left-hand side from Braden Ennor, and he's had a really good game in midfield, and Perenara is there to finish it off. And it is those support runners. Every time someone makes a break for New Zealand, there are 3 or 4 people queuing up on the inside to finish it off.
Thanks, Artie.
That support runner is TJ Perenara. Kick goes over. Full time. It's New Zealand that began their 5-match Northern Tour with a fantastic 104-14 victory over the United States at FedEx Field.
Thanks, boys.
They win the inaugural 1874 Cup. The 3-time Rugby World Cup champions will now travel to Cardiff and face Wales at the Principality Stadium on October 30th. The US, who was set to play Ireland next week in Las Vegas, the match got called off, so their attention now turns to qualifying for Rugby World Cup next year. It's time for a quick break. We'll return with play interviews and second-half highlights where the All Blacks have defeated the USA by 104-14 at FedEx Field near the nation's capital in Washington, D.C.